happy holidays. We're so glad to have you all here. The Board of Trustees of the Harris County Department of Education is now convened in a regular board meeting on Wednesday, December 13th, 2023, in room 502 at 6300 Irvington Boulevard, Houston, Texas, at 1:03 p.m. We wish to extend a warm welcome to everyone present at this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As trustees, we are here to set goals, listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and set policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the department are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to items on today's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by sections 551.071 to 551.084, inclusive of the Texas Government Code. I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that cell phones are turned off or in silent mode. Thank you for taking the time today to join us and for your interest in the Harris County Department of Education. We do have one visitor here today. It is Miss Phaedra McGee, the wife of our newest board trustee, Dr. John McGee. Welcome, we appreciate you. And we'll go ahead and start with today's invocation by Janice Owalabi, a specialist at School Safety and Security for the Center for Safe and Secure Schools.
Please stand. Lord, as we gather today, let us reflect on the purpose that unites us, the well-being and the education of students. May our efforts be guided by wisdom and compassion as we work together to create an environment where every student feels safe, valued, and empowered to thrive. In the season of reflection and gratitude, let us express appreciation for the dedication of educators, the support of families, and the resilience of our students. May the decisions made today contribute to the future filled with learning, growth, perspective, and impact. Thank you. Amen.
We'll now have the Pledge of Allegiance to the U.S. and Texas flags by Austin Yorko, a site coordinator for Case for Kids.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you both very, very much. We do not have any speakers for today's open forum, so we will move forward to our Employee of the Month by Natasha Truitt for the Executive Director of Human Resources.
Good afternoon. Today we are honoring an administrative assistant from Head Start, Miss Nancy Arquetta, as our December 2023 Employee of the Month. Just as with many other administrative assistants throughout HCDE, Nancy is described as a stabilizing factor for the busy and sometimes chaotic Head Start division. According to Vanita Peacock, Senior Director of Head Start, the role of administrative assistant demands a perfect blend of interpersonal skills, work ethic, empathy, and problem-solving abilities. Nancy has all of those and more. Key attributes that make Nancy stand out include her exceptional time management and attention to detail, Ms. Peacock wrote in her nomination. Regardless of the chaos, she maintains a positive, professional, and supportive demeanor. Nancy helps our team maintain balance. Nancy started in Head Start as an operations clerk 10 years ago and has grown into a confident professional who is now seen as a leader among support staff throughout the division. Recently, when another staff member was on leave, Nancy took charge of the Head Start Policy Council and coordinated all facets of the meeting, including working with IT for hybrid capabilities, coordinating translations, wrangling babysitters, and making sure clerical requirements such as the agenda and meeting notice were completed on time. It was during this time that she also showcased her dedication, perseverance, and adaptability. She stepped up to the plate to support the Head Start team in roles she was unfamiliar with, often developing new skills to help meet deadlines and grant requirements. Nancy has shown a great aptitude for being a self-starter. She taught herself one of HCDE's unique technology applications and has become so proficient she now trains other staff. Nancy is also known for being flexible and patient, taking a proactive approach to every issue, and keeping the success of the team at the forefront of her task. Ms. Peacock said Nancy's skills extend beyond HCDE to her personal life, where she is dedicated to her overall well-being. This is demonstrated through her commitment to work-life balance and remaining focused on time with the family she cherishes. Our communications team has created a short video about Nancy and her work with the Head Start team.
Some days it just seems like there's one major challenge after the other.
Because they know.
They know. She's grown. I've seen her flower and her growth so much over this last year during all the adversity that we've had.
My name is Nancy Argueta, and I'm the administrative assistant for the Head Start Senior Director, Benita Peacock.
Due to the building renovations, Nancy and her department are in a bit of transition, as you can see by the boxes.
I wasn't sure if she really wanted me to apply for the position, so when she kind of mentioned it to me, I was like, okay.
She came aboard with HCDE 10 years ago as an operations clerk for Head Start, moving into the Head Start secretary position, and recently filling some pretty big shoes.
I had an administrative assistant who had been with me for over 20 years, and she had a family emergency. She had to leave very suddenly at the beginning of the year.
It was bittersweet. You know, Sharon had been in her position for so long, and she knew everything, literally.
But the loss of one treasured employee is the gain of another.
But during that period, like literally, she has successfully picked up the majority of what the administrative personnel has done and juggled it.
Nancy is no stranger to transition.
Something tragic happened in my life. My mom passed away in 2006, and I dropped out of college and started working.
She credits her mother's example for her successes today.
My mom, she came here as a migrant, and she didn't know how to read or English or how to write, but I saw her how she worked. She worked hard, and she always tried for the best. So I think that was instilled in me to just do the best.
Officially, Nancy has only been in her current position for 2 months, but seems to have a lifetime of knowledge.
I'm just really happy for her. She deserves it. And I think she's very appreciative of being Employee of the Month and being appreciative of getting this new position that she's taken on.
She makes a difference for me and for everybody in the program, and I really appreciate her.
This is a great year because I was awarded this year 10 years of service with HCDE, and then I got the promotion, and now I'm being awarded as the December Employee of the Month.
I am pleased to introduce our December Employee of the Month, Ms. Nancy Argueta.
Thank you so much. Thanks for all the hard work, all the dedication. It's seen and appreciated. Thank you. Mr. Colbert, would you like to do your superintendent's month report? I think I'm sending you to get a PhD.
You wouldn't be the first.
Others have begged. Others have asked a few times to go get a PhD.
Thank you, President Duhan. Really just a couple of quick notes. We've got some special events happening in the next couple of weeks. You know, this is the holiday season. And really before our Head Start people head out, they do one of the coolest things that I've experienced in public education. We collaborate with a company called Bates Collision out in Baytown. And for over 20 years, they have given a car to a needy family who have applied for this. They've written some essay. And then ultimately, this family that owns this company has their work as volunteer time to refurbish a totaled car and give them not only a car that's filled with gifts for their kids, and they get a gas card and free insurance and all of that, but the biggest thing that they get is the blessings of people who care about them. And so tomorrow we will have that 25th annual Bates Collision giveaway, and it's actually going to be in the parking lot right across the street because it's the 25th year, and they're going to give away 2 cars tomorrow. And so if y'all haven't been to that, it's coming to you this year. You know, last year and all the other years you've had to go out and drive 30 minutes to get to it. You really, really want to come and be a part of that. It is emotional. I think the best part of it is watching the kids, but also knowing the impact that someone taking the time to actually give back to someone needy and be a pivot point in their life is extremely powerful, and is really what the holiday season is all about. So certainly I invite y'all to be a part of this tomorrow. It starts at 10 a.m. We'll have 2 car giveaways, and then there'll be a luncheon at 11. I know y'all work for a living and you can't be here 24/7, but if you get a chance, come to that, including to the audience. When we come back for January, it will be Board Appreciation Month. As you know, we like to give, and yeah, you right on time, bro. He on time for the present. And so we really go out of our way to try to give y'all something unique and special, and I think that we've done that this year. Every year it's a challenge. You know, y'all have gotten some priceless gifts, some lifer gifts in the past. Dr. McGee, you missed out on. You didn't get that. But I think we really got something special this year that I can't wait to talk about and recognize y'all. And that reception will start at 11:30 on the 17th, and then following that, we'll have our board meeting. And the final thing I will say is just, you know, we just finished having our Irvington Christmas, our holiday luncheon, and I just want to say how much I appreciate all the trustees. I got an opportunity to tell staff how much I appreciate them and everything they do and how it impacts how much I enjoy working here. But I will say to you that it's the team of 8 and us being able to work together with people who are just as passionate about helping people as I am, that I could think of no better place to be. So I appreciate your support, and I wish everybody a happy holiday. And with that, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Your attention and dedication to this organization is deeply appreciated and noted by all of us. So thank you for being a part and leading this helm for the team of 8, as you say. Thanks so much. All right, we have an annual division update for the Center for Safe and Secure Schools. Thank you so much.
I'm so tall, I always have to adjust it. Good afternoon, Madam President Duhan, Board of Trustees, Mr. Colbert, and HCDE leadership. My name is Leslie Etheridge, and I will be reporting on the 2022-2023 school year for the Center for Safe and Secure Schools, also known as CS3. Before I begin, I would like to introduce my dynamic team: Janice Wallaby, Jeremy Foster, Sergio Lopez, Dr. Carrier, and last but certainly not least, Gil Guyona, the glue that holds the team together. You can be seated. The Center for Safe and Secure Schools was established in 1999 at the request for school superintendents to advance safe and secure environments for learning and teaching. The center seeks new and innovative opportunities to continue to build safer and more secure learning environments. Although efforts are needed to keep schools safe, they're constantly evolving. One thing remains the same: partnerships. The Center for Safe and Secure Schools is a leader in school safety, and our largest partnership is through our membership. Last year, we had 24 district members. During our quarterly Emergency Ops Board meetings, districts have the opportunity to discuss many of the challenges they face. This insightful information is one of the many tools the center utilizes to tailor our services to meet the needs of the districts. It also helps us stay grounded in learning. These are some of the services we provide: safety audits, a review of the district's emergency operation plans to ensure compliance with Texas School Safety Center mandates, reunification, a process to safely reunite students with their families during critical situations, fentanyl and vaping awareness, which provides informed choices and resources, de-escalation, training to mitigate conflicts and promote positive interactions, incident management, collaborative emergency response protocols among multiple jurisdictions, and averting targeted attacks, which are strategies to deter acts of violence. Our most recent workshop is an emergency preparedness. This workshop provides participants with the knowledge needed for emergency situations and the tools to respond to create a safe environment. Although most of our presentations are conducted for our external partners, we also provide training for our internal partners. Recently, CS3 conducted emergency preparedness in the workplace presentation for HCDE employees, with over 135 employees attended the presentation. Data shows that we have served 4,454 out-of-county educators, 216,519 indirect students, and 16,320 in-county educators. Aldine, Alief, Humble, Spring, and Spring Branch are the districts where our service delivery numbers are the highest. Our service includes a host of topics. The data shows that 52% of our trainings are related to emergency management, and 48% of our training topics are related to climate and culture. The Center for Safe and Secure Schools has provided important and effective services, but we could not do it alone. We have collaborated with subject matter experts to render the best services possible. I Love You Guys are significant contributors to the Standard Response Protocol, as well as reunification trainings. Our partnership with the Department of Homeland Security allows us to receive alerts in reference to national information and/or threats which could possibly affect our local schools. After each service we provide, we ask participants to complete a client satisfaction survey. The survey revealed a 98.4% overall satisfaction rating from both internal and external clients. As I stand before you today, we remain steadfast on progressing towards our goals. These goals include increase the visibility of CS3 on a local, state, and national level, supply training and services for all educators highlighting best practices with emotional safety as well as physical safety, build, maintain, and sustain client relationships through delivery of quality and end-user services and professional development, and lastly, deliver strong internal support with HCDE schools and facilities. With our goals in mind, we analyze trends, challenges, and develop responses. One of the main trends that we have analyzed lately is the vaping and fentanyl usage in schools. Unfortunately, this has now become an addiction for many of our students, but the challenge is the mandated alternative placement for students. So our response is partnering with the Harris County Public Health and local clinics to help provide resources for those who do have those addictions. The next trend is the mandates based on House Bill 3. The challenge is to place an officer in every school, despite a shortage of police officers. Police departments are now faced with the challenge to either hire new officers to fill that mandate or place officers who were once on patrol into the schools. And I know firsthand, working from patrol and now having to work into a school is a vast difference. There are some trainings that are provided, but very few. So our response is to supplement those trainings. The next trend is the teacher and administrative shortage. The challenge there is the lack of training for safety purposes. Because teachers are so busy and there's a shortage, they don't have time to often attend these trainings. So our response is to provide onboarding safety training during the onboarding process for new employees. And lastly, the trend is nonstop incidents. The challenge there is that oftentimes when people speak of incidents in schools, people think of active shooters. But we all know, working in Texas, that's not the only emergencies we have. We have chemical plants, which we often had fires, and also we have a multitude of other weather-related incidents, which recently we had a tornado touchdown. So our response is to address multi-hazard functional exercises. We are partnering with Goose Creek to conduct a county-wide multi-hazard functional exercise in the spring. Thank you for your time. This concludes my report for the Center for Safe and Secure Schools, and I want to take this opportunity to wish everybody a happy holidays. What questions do you have for me?
Go ahead, Sue.
I'd just like to say how much I appreciate CS3. You know, we've got a lot going on in this country right now, and Texas is no different. And I take pride in the fact that we were providing service, proactive service, to so many school districts prior to tragedy happening. But I take even greater pride to our responsiveness that once tragedy happens, and knowing that school districts seek us out for support to try to help be prepared. I'd say to the board that this division is required to be agile and to be on the cutting edge of knowing what the best practices are and knowing how to get ahead of them, to prepare, to train educators and deal with it. You know, currently this vaping issue is, we all saw it coming, and it's becoming exactly what we thought it would. But I never suspected it would be something that would trickle down to middle schools and perhaps even elementary schools, that we have problems now. And so I challenge y'all to stay on your toes and stay agile and stay in front of this stuff and continue to be the source of what school districts look to get information of training and best practices to try to continue to keep our kids safe. So thank you to you and your team, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Trustee Kenton.
Yes, hi, thank you for that report. I have a question regarding hazards.
Yes, sir.
When we do these safety assessments,
Yes.
are any of the hazards that we look at external to the school building and property?
As far as the safety audits,
Yes.
so I will let my specialist one of my specialists come up and address that.
Welcome to the microphone.
I know. Good afternoon. Addressing that from our safety audits are very comprehensive. We go from the outside to the inside, so we spend a lot of time on the exterior looking at hazards that are on the outside as well, and also looking at their plans that they address such things as not necessarily on their property, but close to their property, train derailments, hazardous materials, commodities moving through their environment. And so we do look at a very detailed assessment.
Okay. Thank you. But I was thinking more about things like sidewalks and crosswalks.
Oh my God, yes, sir.
Things like vacant, weeded lots.
We check gutters to make sure that they're clear, because flooding is such a big deal in Houston because it can happen so quickly. And so when we're out doing the external, we're absolutely looking at the perimeter. We look at it from, there's something called crime prevention by design that take a look at that. And that's not only just presenting violent crime, it's presenting hazards becoming an issue onto the campus.
Accepted.
Yeah, accepted. Thank you.
Yeah, so, just the other thing I'd like y'all to focus on is on those external issues. Checking in with local law enforcement on any known criminal activity hotspots or havens. Places like convenience stores that may sell to minors tobacco and alcohol, and local bars, or any liquor serving establishments that may be open during school hours that, could pose a threat. And then also just informing the school personnel, administration to how to keep tabs on the sexual predators in the vicinity, things like that. So thank you for everything y'all do. This is very important work, and just trying to challenge y'all to do a little more outside of the school property as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are we good, guys? Any more questions? Any more discussion? No. Thank you so very much, Ms. Etheridge with CS3. All right, we now have an annual division update for Case for Kids.
All right, good afternoon, trustees and Mr. Colbert. We are excited today to have a video for you from our comms department giving you a visual of what we do here at Case for Kids, the after-school division.
Harris County Department of Education's Center for After School, Summer, and Enrichment, or Case for Kids, provides out-of-school time opportunities for Harris County's children, and for many, set them on the course to incredible futures.
What's going to be the temperature of this planet? Is it going to be really...
After school is a time to explore, create, serve. Yes. Our staff strive to ignite kids' imaginations, to spark creativity, build relationships.
Through the comprehensive after-school programs team, we service over 40 different after-school programs throughout Harris County across several different school systems, and we provide services to our youth, our communities, our schools, and our families through academic assistance, social enrichment, college career readiness, as well as family engagement programming.
HCDE's Case for Kids is the largest out-of-school time intermediary in Texas and wants to see that every child in Harris County has access to high-quality learning opportunities.
A lot of what we do is to broker services through other folks. We are able to equalize opportunities. We are able to bring opportunities to kids across Harris County, kids that would not otherwise be able to access arts, sports, environmental, service learning opportunities.
American citizens to vote her out and vote whoever else they feel.
One of the most popular after-school programs is debate. Debate has so many lifelong benefits.
The 40s and 50s about civil rights.
CASE enables students from lower income families to participate by taking care of competition fees, transportation, food, and in some instances, clothing.
Coming to Case for Kids, where we get pretty much free entries, we're fed all day. For students that come from underprivileged backgrounds, which would be most of my team, this has been an extremely fun and I think important thing for us to come to once every month.
Our department equalizes opportunities. We leverage dollars, we share resources, and we work to drive change. We work with a nonprofit who's bringing in the expertise, and together we can create a service that is lower cost than if someone was trying to do it alone.
In partnership with the Harris County Education Foundation, Case for Kids supports school day learning through the annual EcoBot Challenge. Over 300 4th through 8th graders prepare throughout the school year to compete with students across the county.
What they did here is really, really amazing.
During the summer, the learning and fun continue due to the County Connection Summer Youth Initiative grant. HCDE funds the 8-week summer initiative for 40 different organizations that provide activities throughout the summer that include camping, cooking, sewing, fine arts, academic enrichment, and mentoring. Case for Kids also provides ongoing professional development, research-based curriculum, supplies, and training for teachers and providers running the out-of-school programs.
I want people to know Case cares. I want our kids in Houston to have that opportunity, and that's what we're doing every day in our sites, our staff working with kids, our community partners. Every day there is a spark being lit with a new kid getting excited about what they do, that they're connecting with a friend, that they're just having fun.
For more information about Case for Kids, go to the website or call 713-696-1331.
So,
grab last-minute gift deals at Dick's Warehouse Sales Store. Wrap up your holiday shopping with savings.
Okay, while I was planning to continue the performance, that wasn't it. So, while I appreciate the joyous spirit of 'twas the week before break, apparently a couple of pages ended up on the cutting room floor. So I'm here to share the missed pages. 'Twas the night before Casemas, and all through the county, not a principal was stirring, not even a Mountie. The children were sleeping all snug in their beds, where dreams of after-school activities danced in their heads. Then over at North Post Oak arose such a clatter. It was this Case staff gathering materials, because what happens between school and home matters. So we like to have fun in after school. This is our place where we are bridging what kids learn during the school day with partners and staff that want to share their interests and their talents so that we can broker that bridge between school day learning and joy and fun and hands-on activities. And so this is the work that we do. We have served 17,000 kids last year through a combination of services, over 1,800 adults, and over 150 community partners. We have 36 full-time staff, 28 part-timers, and me, the senior director. We support 42 after-school programs throughout 20 school systems, and we have 89 non-for-profit funded partners. This is a map of our 21st century funding and our partnership funding. So this is our Monday through Friday comprehensive care programs that we fund across Harris County. But we operate in 5 different areas. We have quality support, comprehensive programs, digital badging, project-based learning, and resource management. I'm going to introduce our team as I talk about the projects, so we won't stand up all at once. So just so you know, they'll be standing and sitting behind me, no need to clap or anything, but they'll come up as their project comes up. Under our quality and support division, we provide professional development. We have a smart zone, which is all this fabulous material that we check out to the community. A lot of these curricula are very expensive and cost prohibitive for after-school programs that have small-scale budgets. So we buy the best literacy materials, the best STEM activities. We have robots, we have iPads, we have whatever you could need. You can come and check that out. We provide coaching services in partnership with the United Way of Greater Houston United Way. We have select service providers, so these are partners, nonprofit and for-profit, that we partner with that can provide content to the community, and we partner specifically with the Harris County through their precincts and libraries and the Boys and Girls Club through an after-school initiative where we are documenting the spending on after-school and leveraging money through the Houston-Galveston Area Council through this Texas Workforce Commission Fund. And this funds the bulk of my staff to be able to provide that wide-ranging quality support. It also, Carolina Richardson is our new administrative assistant, and she has an accounting and administrative experience, and was working in Katy, but now she is supporting our team and our clients and learning more to expand into becoming a super Uber host. Our opportunities and challenges in this space are our clients are so diverse, from nonprofits to school districts. We are launching a new needs assessment in January. We're sending it out to make sure we're serving the different client groups, from youth to social service providers, nonprofits, stakeholders, to the actual out-of-school time partners, as well as to principals. So we want to separate that out and conduct a really comprehensive needs assessment that will be starting in January and continuing through the spring semester. Professional development is still evolving post-COVID. It's, whether we're in person or online, we've got more tools, but we're still trying to grapple with what's the best way to serve which audience. But also another challenge is changes at the state with the Texas Workforce Commission. So they have made changes, and there is going to be more interest in making sure we serve the school age childcare community. So we are doing outreach to them as well. Under our special initiative team, this is what everybody is probably the most familiar with, because you've come to an All Earth EcoBot Challenge or a debate event. And we have our Fabulous Kids Days. This last Saturday, we had kids filling up this space with a holiday market, selling their wares that they learned after school, and then running around and purchasing from other schools. So it was this fast market. And then we also have our Level Up Houston. This is funded through in partnership with the Education Foundation and our grants department. And our Isaac Hayes and Laurel Lever, I don't know if I pronounced her name wrong. I'm from Louisiana. I want to give it that extra Louisiana spice. So they are new to our team. So Isaac comes from student loan forgiveness experience, so please don't all bug him. He is an expert at that, but he is now an administrative assistant for the special initiatives team. And Laurel started with us as a temp, and she is just such a wonderful, supportive person. We had to bring her in as part of our team, so thank you. We have also, as you guys know, this All Earth EcoBot Challenge is continuing. Last year we served 317 kids. This year we will launch in January, and our All Earth EcoBot Challenge Day will be April 20th. And Lindsay Birkenheide is an educator and athletics coach. She focuses on leadership and team development, which is exactly what we need to wrangle our staff and all these community partners to have such a large-scale event annually. Case debates. We last year served 396. Our proposed budget plan was 300, so we well exceeded our goal. This year we're on target to serve over 200 youth. I'll have to get an updated number on that, but we're working with 17 schools, and Javier Lopez has joined us. He was a Vista, and we recruited him. We met him at debate camp the first year. Mr. Colbert came and said, stand this up. Met him at that summer camp, said, come be a Vista, became a contractor. Then he is now a staff person. We can't let him go. So he is our new staff debate coordinator. We also have our Level Up initiative evolving, and so our platform is being developed as we speak. It will stand up in January, and we will be loading it full of college and career readiness content so that we'll have another vehicle to get out into the community. And over this, all the special initiative team is our new manager, Tiffany Ross. She's a social worker, she's an educator, and she is a fundraiser. So ready to work with the foundation and ready to ask for lots of money. With this, though, our Houston Endowment Grant will be coming to a close, so we do need to raise the funds for the sustainability. City-county connections. This year, we received, under city connections, we received 97 applications. We funded 72 projects. We were unable to fund about a little over $270,000. This project is funded annually and built into the city's budget, and we run an RFP, work with city council members to make the decisions on who's funded. We have a $550,000 contract, but $606,000 were awarded because the council members can go into their discretionary fund as well. And so they actually fund above and beyond what's in our contract. So we have the ability to negotiate that with the city. We have Ashley Hedgeholz working on that, and Violet Odak. Ashley's a social worker, and she was a grant recipient on County Connections. And we found her working at the YWCA and stole her away. Violet, also a temp, who came in and did some work for the project and has now become part of our full-time employees. So we're very excited about that. Our challenges here are we have amazing stakeholder buy-in, but we do have a new mayor and 3 new district-based city council members. We also have a need. So the city does not fund this project, our administration of this project in full, so we will need to ask the city to pay its full burden of the administration of these funds. And we need to, I talked last board presentation about the small scale funding that the city does and the need to be able to give out more funds, larger grants, to make it worth the process to go through. So we will be asking for that. And I just have to say that I was heartbroken when I saw the results, and while I'm excited that Trustee Cantu will continue to be a champion here at HCDE, I was so hoping that the brokerage over at the city would have been amazing, because we've always been a great supporter and we appreciated of after school in our fields. Last but not least is what we stand on. This is our comprehensive after school programs. These are the Monday through Friday care. We use the tax base and grant that out through our partnership project, and then we leverage federal funding through 21st Century to make this happen. Jasmine Castleberry is our manager over the Cycle 12 grant, and she has a wide experience in after school, working in Austin and both New York and now here in Houston, and has recently won a membership election to sit on the board of the National After School Association. And next to her is Andrew Milburn. Started as a part-time person, was promoted to site coordinator, was promoted to regional coordinator, and then was made the family engagement specialist. So all in 2.5 years. So apparently we like him and want him to stay around. But none of this would be possible if, sorry, I was going to tell you about districts we work with, but I turned my page wrong. So sorry. Districts we work with are Alief, Houston, and Pasadena with partnership, and Alief, Clear Creek, Galena Park, Houston, Humble with 21st Century. We also work with several charter schools. On this team, our biggest team is the people on Cycle 12 that make it happen. Now these guys, I'm going to ask Al, Austin, Kimmy, Brianna, Sarita, Kianda, and Veronica to stand up. These are the guys that are in the trenches. They're working directly with the kids inside these after-school programs, and these are the ones that need the round of applause. Cycle 11. I said 11. I said 12. They're Cycle 11. Sorry. They're correcting me. All right. So they are Cycle 11. We got funding for Cycle 12, which the districts employ the coordinators on that one. But on Cycle 13, we will be writing that application starting around October of this coming year. And we will be going back to this model of hiring. So we're going to stagger each time. And our challenges in this space is with a lot of districts using ESSER money to support after school. That money will be going away, so there will be a lot of after school programs in our county that will be shutting their doors or having to go to parent fee programming. Any questions?
We're going to start at the very end because I saw a hand raised by Trustee Cantu.
Thank you, Dr. Carruthers, for that report, presentation. My first question is, what do the school districts do, or how do they help Case for Kids, like administratively, internally?
So they're great partners. At each district, we have a district contact. So we ask each district to give us an ambassador inside their district. So all those districts I named has someone that will liaison with our staff, so that when we have funding opportunities, they share them and find the right campus that would be an attractive applicant on a 21st century grant, or to recruit applicants to apply for our partnership project funding. So they are brokering the internal administration. Once funded, again, our historical model was then to contract with the school district, and then they would run the after-school program. So we hold the accountability. We provide the professional development, the coaching, the training, ensure compliance with the state funder, which is really federal money, but up that chain. We visit them and do site visits and coach them, but it was their staff running the program, getting the school day data, recruiting teachers, hiring vendors, and buying supplies. So our cycle 12 is that model. The first time we did not use that model was cycle 11 with these guys right here, where we hired ourselves. And so the state is trying to make sure intermediaries, brokers like HCDE, don't just get the money and give it away and not look back. They're trying to find more connection. And so that's our first was like this, but it was hard. It was difficult because it was new for us. So we had to hire a lot of people right after COVID. So we decided to stagger, Jasmine's great idea, so that we wouldn't overwhelm ourselves too. So we would have both models, deeper capacity, but at the end of the day, it's about relationships between those principals and the schools and the districts and us, because if that relationship isn't there, it almost doesn't matter which model you're using.
So what you were just referring to was the HGAC state workforce money?
Okay, so no. So the HGAC state workforce money is our quality money. So we certify funds that are spent on out-of-school time and after-school programming. And through that certification process, we leverage $1.7 million that goes from the federal workforce system down to Texas State over through HGAC to us. And through that fund, that we are in we're not in direct care. So we're not allowed to do any direct care in that space. We are a quality enhancer. We provide training, materials, all that curriculum in that smart zone, technical support, vendors that can come in and augment a program. So that whole quality business is paid for through what we that $1.7 million. It pays for a big percent of my staff, so that because we are doing the site visits, the coaching, the training ourselves too.
Okay. What are the top 3 things we need at Case to do more in the right places?
The top 3 things. We need the city. We're going after the city. We've got to get the city to increase the pain, and we've lost a lot of quality applicants because the money's just not quite large enough for the city at the scale it is, and we have got to cover the administration costs of doing that. We've just added Violet in. I was talking to a team this morning. They were like, this is so much better. We're like, we can do more. What Violet's doing is getting data that we can use to get back to the city council numbers, and this is just an important function. So we've got to get the city coming in and investing in a real way. Number 2 is the school-age child care people, as the state is really wanting more support towards them. We heard that loud and clear, so we're going to be doing outreach to bring in school-age child care folks, because they're kind of a missing They're the people that do the bus pickup at all these schools and then summer camps. And so how do we make sure we're providing more supports to them?
That's the Y, the Boys and Girls Club, who else?
All those child cares. So it is the baby child cares,
Okay.
right? So it's the Babies Are Us, right? Like there's thousands of them on every corner of a school, right? They send their buses, kinder care. There's some bigger ones like kinder care.
Yeah.
But they have school age care too. And so our funding can support their work. And so to secure and protect that funding, we're going more purposefully to support that group. The world is our oyster when it comes to digital badging, and company and corporate engagement is the third. So we want all these folks giving quality content and materials that they have and opportunities that they have to get this in our digital badging platform so that we can spread it across all 25 school districts and to as many kids as possible. And so corporate engagement through, through working with the foundation. We're going to meet with Exxon. They have a new lab. How do we take some of the materials they've developed from that lab, get it online, and get it shared past that physical space? And so we will, as some of this grow, we'll start to feel a strain staff-wise, but it's also part of our sustainability plan and being able to provide those wide resources to the community.
So corporate engagement means
Corporate
money,
engagement.
money, mentors.
Volunteers, mentors, like Kids Day Entrepreneurship. We had, I don't know, Lindsay, 150 kids in here. About 300 kids in here from how many schools?
At least probably 27, 28.
And we had to bus them, and we had to feed them, which is not and we had no money to do it. We do it out of the love of our heart because it's an amazing experience. It used to be funded by a bank, and the banker would bring their staff, the staff would open up the accounts, the kids would bring business plans, they would give them a business loan, they had that interaction. The bankers got to talk about their career paths, and they funded and paid for those buses and the food. And we've eliminated a lot of those projects without the funder, but that one we keep because it's just so amazing. But that's an example of a corporate engagement need.
Thank you so much for indulging me in these questions. So we've got our work cut out for us. I know what I need to do as a trustee.
Thank you.
Trustee Dick.
So if you need help with some of the new at-large city council members, you might find I might be able to help you quite well. I'm happy to assist in lobbying efforts to better fund Case for Kids. I'm happy to dedicate my time calling and leveraging and showing what an investment, at least I've chose to make with my time in public service with the Department of Education. I think they should do the same. You know, the newly elected at-large council members, some of them should consider, if not, 3 of them in my mind should definitely consider investing in, the after-school programs, all the great things we do with Case for Kids. So I'm happy to assist that. I'm happy to give my time and lobby for y'all.
Okay, so we'll let you lobby. I'm only allowed to educate. As a public employee, I just wanted Mr. Colbert to hear that.
Well, I'm happy
lobby.
to. I guess I can. Right. I'm happy to advocate.
There you go.
I'm happy to advocate, and I guess I'd advocate and connect them to y'all. Perfect.
Superintendent Colbert.
I'd just like to tell you how much I appreciate you and your staff. Case is that division that I've showed up on Tuesday expecting them to start something on Friday. And not only do they meet the expectations, they have exceeded this. And I can give you examples, EcoBots, case debates. They are able to get formalized and equipped quickly and find ways to dig deeper roots into those programs and take them to a place that even the previous people who ran them didn't conceptualize. And so I really appreciate Case for their agility and ability to do that. But I also appreciate CASE because it provides students with an opportunity to be engaged in things outside of school, where normally they would go home and play video games or find other things to get into. And I think CASE gives our young ones a chance to be inquisitive and to get exposed to something that they might not naturally get exposed to. So thank you for your leadership, and I appreciate all of the people in your division. Thank you.
Dr. Carruthers, thank you for being a consummate professional and a passionate leader. It's very obvious, and we appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Item E, other reports from board members. Does anyone have something that they would like to report on? Seeing none. We will move on to F, report of board committees. Are there any committee chairs who would like to report? Seeing none, we will move on to the monthly financial report by Dr. Amescua. Yes.
No? Okay. Right. Dr. Carruthers, where is she? She wanted money, right?
She told Case to stay here, give me a second.
Okay. All right, our financial highlights, November 30th, 2023. All our information are posted on our website. The balance sheet as of November 30th, we have $25,641,257. That's not gonna work. Liabilities of $2,631,845, and equity of $22,482,880. These are unaudited figures. The final numbers we'll be receiving in January. We'll present those to you at that time. We have, for the first 2 months, September, October, and November, 3 months, revenues less resources and expenses of $2,689,154. Our tax money starts in the month of December, so you will see that being reduced once we hit the month of December. In our financial ratios, financial strength, efficiency, leverage, and efficiency and revenue growth. Again, this is only for the first 3 months, so this is preliminary. The unassigned fund balance ratio, we are 138% versus 139 at the same time last year. Working capital ratio, we're at 23 million versus 21 from a year ago. The unassigned balance ratio from last year was at 79% versus 86% at the same time for the first quarter. Debt to income ratio, since we have not made any payments so far, this ratio is 0, but it will, in February, you will see a activity in this ratio. Tax revenue to total revenue ratio, we're at 0 because we have not received any tax money for the current fiscal year. We'll start receiving that in the month of December. We actually started receiving a few payments in November, but we did not get the reports from the tax office just yet. So because the board meeting was a week before the normal, then we will present those in the month of December. Our indirect cost ratio is 3.3 versus 4.6 for the same time last year. The fee-for-service ratio percentage as of this time, we're at 39% versus 41%. And our growth ratio, we're at 10%. Last year at this time, we were at 46%. We're receiving a lot of additional contracts, and you'll see those in the agenda also today. Budget amendments, we had one in September, $526,532. And our budget to actual inflows in revenues, we are at 17% for the first 3 months. Overall, we're at 14%. And so this is the third month, which we're at 25%, so which we're a little bit behind because of the tax that we don't get until December. In terms of our expenditures and outflows, we're at 25% expenditure. We're on target there, and overall, we're at 25% in budget to actual. Our COVID money, we have $426,673, of which some of that will be spent here in December and January with some of the incentives that the board approved. So that will we will provide the update once we make those payments in December. Our donations report for the month of November, we've received $5,379.32 in in-kind dollars, and primarily for Head Start and ABEs that we receive some of those in-kind commodities or supplies. Our tax value as of November, we're at $657 billion, and so if that holds up, we projected that to be at $639 billion, and so we may receive an additional $800,000. We will know that by July, August, when those are going to be certified, and so we'll know then if we're able to capture some of that. The tax collection report, again, we haven't received of the current taxes any local money yet, and the month of December you will see more activity there. And this is similar to last year at the same time. Most of our tax money, we receive those in the month of December and January. Our disbursements, which are all posted on our website, 400 disbursements, 644 transactions, 6 transfers, total of $5,021,553. Again, the first quarter for Center for Education Success, benefit variance of $364,784, records management $286,407, school-based therapy $1,084,146, schools $555,359. Choice partners for the first 3 months, 74% benefit ratio at $1,972,232, continuing to be in the same trend of upward increase in the ratio as well. There were no amendments. We will have some amendments in construction and programs in the month of January, so we will bring those to you at the January board meeting. In terms of the Educational Foundation, we have $794,494 in net equity, of which all the different programs that we have from Tools for Teachers, Partners in Education, so $790,920, and unrestricted of $17,033. Our PFC and lease revenue projects, we continue with our local construction projects, and we have, as of November, $12,434,240, of which 7.7 is some maintenance notes, and 4.6 are Public Facilities Corporation. We're at 99% in AB East, Irvington 45%, Hypon East 92%, and Adult Ed Building 94%. We started with the Irvington project, and so we will bring back additional maintenance notes to complete this project in the month of January and February, so we will present those to you for approval. That's the report for the month of November. What questions do you have at this time?
I think it's a really good time to point out that the experience of our newest trustee is quite in depth whenever it comes to financial issues in schools. And so we're really, really grateful to have you watching over what our wonderful Dr. Amescua has been able to present to us over and over again. Dr. Amescua has been an amazing financial leader here, and so we're grateful for that, but I'm really grateful to have you as an asset to this board. So thank you very much. Would anyone have any questions that they'd like to bring it up at the moment? Please, Dr. McGee.
Thank you, Madam President, Board Trustees, Superintendent. I'm extremely confident and comfortable, and one of the reasons, of course, one of the drawing points of being a part of HCDE is the GOAT, Dr. Amescua. I don't say that because of his size or anything, but I have seen him eat to the point where, no, not that GOAT at all. He's the greatest, and so certainly we're really fortunate to have him, and so thank you for your continued leadership, the entire finance staff. We're really appreciative of the job that each of you are doing. I do look forward to working closely with you.
Thank you.
And to understand it. Thank you so much.
The next report is our investments report. As of November 30th, our policy is certified by the Government Treasurers Organization of Texas for 22 to 24. Our information is posted on our website. The portfolio is, as of November 30th, $40,380,032, and Public Facilities Corporation, $390,090. We have 40% at this time in Lone Star, 24% in Class, 1% in TechStart, and 27% in TechSchool. As we get the tax dollars, you will see more in TechStart as the dollars from taxes are starting to come in. In the construction area, we have 79% in TechSchool, 21% in Bank of Texas. In comparison from a year ago, we're at we have used $14,269,000, or 26% of our portfolio spend, which is our capital projects. And all our funds are overnight at this point in time, and so as the interest rates continue to rise, we will rise with the rates at this time. We have earned for the first quarter $537,680, and PFC $5,863. The earnings are 5.97 versus 5.4 as of this time for the first quarter. And here you see the trend of the rates continuing to go up here in the last 12 months in last year, and here we are between 5.2 and 5.3 this particular month. So these are our choices that we have when we go to look at the different investment pools from 5.3, 5.3, 5.2, and 5.59. Right now we don't have anything in TechStar, so that will go up to 5% once we start putting monies in there. So where do we go from here in 2024? So I included the yield curve, which is who we are as of yesterday. So if you have our monies, which we have our monies, we're at 5.5 or 5.6 right now. So looking at for 1 year, it's only 5.2, and then going out to 10 years is 4.2. So we're never going to go out here. We're going to always kind of stay on the short end. And so on the short end here, we're going to be earning high, and that's what we're basically at 5.5 at this point in time. So if you look at this curve right now, it's kind of like humped to the right. So normally the yield curve should be this way. The longer you go, the higher the interest rate you get. We are sort of kind of inverted, going down, as opposed to steep or flat. And that's an indication that short-term interest rates will continue to rise and eventually will come down, because the long term is going to put pressure on the short end. So this is my my crystal ball. This is where we're at today. I venture to say this is going to look like this in about November of 2024, down, looking out a year from now. So what questions do you have regarding our portfolio at this time?
Do we have any questions? Seeing?
Thank
you so much, Dr. Omesqua. It was really interesting financial information. Thank you. All right. We are moving on to our action items. Yep. Our consensus. We are pooling consensus number D8. It will be tabled. And then, are there any other consensus agenda items which trustees wish to pull?
D1 and F3.
All right, thank you, Trustee Hinojosa. We will be pulling D1, F3, and also D8. Do we have a motion? And a second?
Seconded.
Motion made by Trustee Hinojosa, seconded by Trustee McGee. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, we'll put it to a vote. All in favor? Trustee Gunther. Motion passes 6-0. All right. Now we will pull up that D1. Approval to amend Case for Kids revenue agreement with Harris County to update any and all references from the Harris County Office of County Administration to the Department of Economic Equity and Opportunity in the amount of $7,100,000 for Case for Kids to provide after-school programs and or out-of-school activities and projects. Do we have a motion? Motion made by Trustee Hinojosa, seconded by Trustee Cantu. Discussion.
So this is our funding for, it is part of the rescue fund that the city is administering through us, and it is a multi-year contract. It invests money in the summer. This is an amendment because of some of the reporting timelines change, so this amendment doesn't change any of the financial or the outward parameters, but changed some of the internal language about timelines around us reporting to them, so they needed an amendment to go from you guys and through the county commissioner's office. But you've seen it before as the approval of the initial fund. Yes, yes. There's not a financial change or a programmatic change.
Just for clarification, you said city, but you're referring to
I meant county. Sorry, county.
Okay.
County, Harris County.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll put it to a vote. All in favor, D1? Motion passes 6-0. All right, we are going forward to F3 now. Ratification of Revenue Services Agreement with Amigos Por Vida, Inc. for an amount not to exceed $76,800 for the period of 9/1/23 through 1/31/24 for HCDE's business services to provide ongoing procurement support and streamline processes. Do I have a motion? Motion made by Trustee Hinojosa, seconded by Trustee Cantu. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Can you tell me about Amigos Por Vida? I'm worried about feedback. No, I was just asking if someone can tell me a little bit about Amigos Por Vida.
They're a charter school, and we're going to provide financial back office assistance to them, the business office, procurement office to assist them. They just recently lost their CFO, and so we're doing the same thing as the previous agenda item on Tejano, back office assistance.
Thank you.
So what you're telling me is this is a contract out from our department. It's essentially a business contract, and that there's not a specific tax benefit that is coming to this. Well, are our public tax dollars benefiting, or is this benefiting from our public tax dollars, is my question? Or is it just specifically a contract for business services?
It's for business services, and they're paying for the service.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion passes 6-0. All right, on to our non-consensus. 7-1, consider first reading, waiving second reading, and final approval of revised policy BBG local. We need to pass this out. All right. Thank you. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Trustee Hinojosa. Do we have a second? Second made by Trustee Dick. Is there any discussion? No. Seeing none. We'll put this to a vote. All in favor? 6-0? No. Yes. All right. Motion passes. Item 7-2, approval of contract with Indico Sales, Inc. for an amount not to exceed $1,516,131 for the term of 12/14/23 through 8/31/25 for furniture, fixtures, and equipment for the administration building renovation project, and delegate authority to HCDE superintendent or his designee to negotiate, finalize, and execute the contract. Do I have a motion? Motion made by Trustee Hinojosa, seconded by Trustee Brown. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, put it to a vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. 7-3, approval for technology services to purchase Microsoft Campus licenses in the amount of $275,198 from CDWG for the period of 2/1/24 to 1/31/25. Do I have a motion? Motion made by Trustee Hinojosa, seconded by Trustee Cantu. We'll put it to, do we have any discussion? Seeing none, let's put it to a vote. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. Item 7-4, approval of service agreement for Head Start, Early Head Start with Imagine Learning, Inc. for student licenses in an amount of $236,250 for the contract period 12/17/23 through 12/16/26. Do I have a motion? Motion made by Trustee McGee. Do I have a second? Second made by Trustee Brown. Oh, by Trustee Cantu. I won't argue, guys. Do we have any discussion?
What is Imagine Learning?
Good afternoon. Imagine Learning is an electronic, the children have small devices that we use, and so it is curriculum that's on the devices that they use to play games. And the backside of it, it gives data to the teachers to make decisions for doing individualized services. So it can tell us if a child needs to practice these 5 letters. So it literally print out a report, so when the teacher's doing individualization or small group activities, she can use that. It helps her target what she needs to work on with that group of children or an individual child.
That sounds like a wonderful tool. Thank you for that explanation. All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, let's put it to a vote. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. 7-5, ratification of service agreement for business services with Informed K-12 to provide software services, workflow forms in the amount not to exceed $150,000 for the contract period of 10/18/23 to 10/17/2028. Do I have a motion? Motion made by Trustee Hinojosa, seconded by Trustee Cantu. Do we have any discussion?
What is Informed K-12?
It is a workflow software agreement that allows us to submit forms between different parties internally. It tracks them electronically, sends emails internally, files them afterwards, and then we're able to process them more efficiently on the business side.
Yes, please.
Sorry, just a quick question about that also. When we see the amount of 150,000, Dr. Mesco, is that
Over a 5-year period.
It's over a 5-year period. Okay, thank you.
It's about 27,000 per year.
Per year, thank you.
Sorry, really quickly. Is this a program that we've used in the past?
We're just going to start doing it this month.
Okay. Do we have something that this is replacing?
Manual paper.
Well then. Is there any further discussion? No. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. All right, 7-6. Approval of service agreement expenditure for technology services with LinkedIn Learning from Carasoft Technology Corp. in an amount not to exceed $121,309 for the contract period of 12/26/23 through 12/25/26. Do I have a motion? Second. Motion made by Trustee Brown, seconded by Trustee Hinojosa. Do we have any discussion?
What is LinkedIn Learning?
Hello. It's an online learning platform that benefits all HCDE students and has seen widespread utilization. And you're going for approval of a 3-year period. No, this has been in use. This is a renewal of another 3-year period.
Okay.
Do you know how long it's been in use?
It has been in use for 3 years.
Okay. And do we have a way to track success rates of this? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we do have metrics. I don't have them here with me, but we have 645 students, employees enrolled as students currently in this program. We also have about a 45% engagement rate, and I have some other metrics that I can provide to you if you'd like.
I would appreciate just seeing them maybe at the next board meeting. That would be helpful. Thank you very much. Is there any further discussion? All right, let's put it to a vote. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. And we are to executive session. Under the Texas Government Code pursuant to any and all purposes permitted by sections 551.001 to 551.084, including but not limited to 551.071 to 551.074. We are in executive session at 2:26 p.m. We are returning from executive session at 4:26 p.m. We have a motion. I move to approve the 10th Amendment to the Superintendent's Employment Contract as discussed in executive session. Do I have a second? Seconded by Trustee Brown. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, let's put it to a vote. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much. All right. We don't have any other things that we used to have there. Okay. That's okay.